Breaking news, breaking motherfucking news. First off, this mic isn't plugged in. But the breaking news is no more unedited videos. Well, these videos are edited, but just rest assured, I don't know if you guys been focused or I said focused. I don't know if you guys have been watching my last videos, or not even my last videos. If you've been just watching all of my videos, if you watched the very first video, you know that there was this crazy thing with my computer crashed or whatever in the middle of actually making my very first video. So I couldn't upload the actual edited video or the videos that I had recorded to upload next, pretty much. So I started to record these videos. And I told you guys I would pretty much keep you updated on whenever my computer's back up and running. But again, it crashed. So... my new computer came, so yeah, this is gonna be the last unedited video or whatever. Just my next video is gonna be actually on my good camera. It's gonna be edited on my computer. It's gonna be perfect. There's gonna be pictures. There's gonna be everything, just like how I envisioned it before, how my video was before everything happened and all the BS happened. But we made it, y'all. We made it, and it was what 10 videos it took just to make it, but we made it. So without further ado, if you haven't noticed by the thumbnail, this is gonna be a crazy ass video. I'm gonna put this mic down. This is gonna be a crazy ass video, actually, really crazy video. Pretty much, this video is gonna be a breakdown of like the evolution or the regression of the shinobis throughout the years, from Hagromo times all the way up to Boruto. So without further ado, let me just give you a little intro, and then we'll move on. Yeah, I got a lot here. Hagromo used ninjutsu to connect people and help them on their daily tasks. Indra, his son, created ninjutsu and was regarded as the future successor of Hagromo. Since Hagromo chose his youngest son to succeed him as he completed his mission, his father gave him in a way that helped others grow, the same way pretty much his father did to atone his sins, and also made them follow young Ashura. Indra swore eternal vengeance because he wasn't the successor. Fast forward to the reincarnation of the two brothers as Hasaraman and Madara. They was born into a world of chaotic war with no sense of value for lives or even young children, because a lot of children were dying in these wars pretty much. With the deaths of their own siblings, Hasaraman and Madara swore to change the world and create a village where love for others will be accepted. Fast forward to the start of Naruto. So pretty much, you can tell by the breakdown. Hagromo, he created ninjutsu. It was like the way of, I guess, like the ninja, if you will. But he created it while atoning for his sins with some thief. He was the first person he came across. You know, thieves and ninjas, so that's cool. So he met a thief. He taught all of these monks pretty much ninjutsu, pretty much just a way of like living, pretty much just fishing, just what is it? Farming in video game terms or whatever. Just so you can just live. He taught them how to use their energy so everyone can connect in harmony. Pretty much that was what chakra and ninjutsu was for. He eventually had sons who was Hagromo. It was Indra and Ashura. Indra was the oldest. Ashura was the youngest. Indra had a natural attunement for ninjutsu, and Ashura didn't, but Ashura had like the love for the people, if you will. Hagromo wanted both of his sons to pretty much rule together, he wanted Ashura to be the leader, but he still wanted both of them to lead the people together. This is before villages, pretty much. He wanted them to lead people. He wanted them to lead their people together, where Ashura had the way to connect to the people, and Indra had the way of like the knowledge of ninjutsu, pretty much. And together, you know, we fast forward to Hasarama and Madara. So Hasarama and Madara is it's a real similar story to the way things were before Hagromo was born, like around the time of Kaguya. Pretty much in the Hasarama and Madara era, there was just a lot of just warfare, like it seemed like there was villages, but these villages weren't like there was no laws, really. Like, the laws were really, like, slim. Like, they were really vague, if anything. Because it seemed like there were just clans at this moment, and clans were just taking over, it seemed like. Like, clans were just doing their thing, and there was just a lot of wars. There was just a lot of wars. Kids were dying. There weren't really, like, setups. There was no foundation for the people, if you will. Like, anybody was game to die, pretty much, at that time. So, Hasarama and Madara, through their brothers dying, and they didn't even know that their clans killed each other's family until later on, but through them telling each other how their brothers died, they came up with a dream. It was a dream at this moment to have a village, have actual like structure, foundation, and that's what this video is pretty much about. As you see, like in Hasarama time, Madara time, there was not really a lot of structure. They didn't wear headbands. Hold on, let me go to my bullet points because I got a lot of bullet points. They didn't wear headbands. There weren't any tuning exams, graduations, anything like that. There weren't no three-man squads, as you know. The family of each other was getting jumped and died. Like, people was getting hopped on. The gender thing, like, I don't even, like, it seemed like at that time, it was probably, like, a lot of, like, what is it, sexist or whatever, like, sexism or whatever going on, like, where, like, maybe, like, men were, like, I know females was probably in war, too, but men probably, like, just had females, like, probably really tried to protect their females, but just in a harsher way, pretty much, because pretty much it was probably hard to protect them, so they probably just had them do, like, medical duties or tried to have them stay home, or even tried to have them battle, but we didn't see a lot of females at that time, really none at that time around Hasaraman and Madara time. No tuning exams, obviously no scientific ninja tools of that nature, and realistically, any mission that they had was all about command and conquer, like how a lot of, like, and let's go on, let's actually move on, because those are a lot of key points. So pretty much if we fast forward to, like, the start of Naruto, not even the start of Naruto, but just part 1 Naruto, where Naruto, where we're introduced to Naruto in the actual, academy. First off, his goal was to get a headband. In the Hashirama Madara times, as you know, there was no headbands. In Hagromo times, there was no headbands. His goal was to graduate, pass the graduation exam. In the Hashirama Madara times, there weren't any, and I'm pretty sure that Hashirama, since he created the first village, and then, like, other clans and stuff like that, and nations followed suit, I'm pretty sure that he probably held the first tuning exam. And since there's always this picture that's shown in Naruto of Hashirama and Tobirama on, like, a cliffside, and young kid Sarutobi is, like, right behind him, I'm pretty sure that young Sarutobi was probably a part of the first tuning exam. Like I'm pretty sure he was a part of the first tuning exam. So I'm pretty sure, like, that's where it started. Like, after Hashirama and them created the villages and gave off the tail beast and everything, then they probably had a tuning exam not too long after that. And that's why around the time that Sarutobi probably was a part of it. And then on out, tuning exams probably traveled on to the Naruto era. The squads came, I believe, maybe, I think I heard sometime, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I heard in the Tobirama era that Tobirama, he created the foundation of, like, the shinobi. Hence what we're really talking about a lot in this video. So, like, the headbands, like, I'm pretty sure everyone had the headbands, like, already. Like, you know, like, since they did, since Hashirama, because they had their clans, but they didn't have, like, the nations. But I'm thinking that maybe, I'm thinking that Tobirama, if I'm not mistaken, created the headbands for at least his clan, for at least his village, and maybe they follow suit, or maybe he got it from another village. But I'm thinking that he's the one who brought the headbands, the gear, everything like that. Maybe he even started the tuning exam for young Sarutobi to start in. The squads, I'm pretty sure the way the squads was set up before. And let's jump into the tuning exam, since we're in the tuning exam. I'm pretty sure that first tuning exam had to be bloody as fuck, especially since the Miss Village tuning exams would be crazy and stuff like that. Like, and if this is the first one, there had to be a lot of just, like, it had to be just crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure it had to be just, like, kids just in mini wars in a way, just, like, having to just kill each other just in different rounds in a way, just in different setups, you know what I mean, the ninja setups. But I'm pretty sure that there was just a lot more deaths in the first, like, Sarutobi one. And then when you go to the Naruto one, it was semi-dangerous, like, especially with Orochimaru bombarding it and Gaara and everything like that. But even still, just everything they had to go through, if they opened up the seal too soon, then, you know, I think they was, like, sealed or something bad, you know what I mean, like they actually was, like, physically hurt, and, like, just a lot of poison stuff that they had to go through. And then, like, even just the written exam to the fights and stuff like that. And they go into Boruto, and the tuning exams is definitely watered down. It's watered down greatly compared to all the other ones, as you see as it goes on. And it's no slight to Boruto, but they're obviously trying to protect their ninja. In the tuning exams, it's funny that I'm jumping around like this. In the tuning exams, there weren't obviously scientific ninja tools growing up, but it seems like scientific ninja tools maybe had started around the time that Orochimaru had started the Sound Village. Because as you see, the Sound Ninja came into this tuning exam, like, using scientific ninja tools like it was nothing. Like, they had gauntlets and stuff, shooting sound waves, amplifying them, just helping them out. And that was accepted. Like, it was accepted like it was nothing. So I'm pretty sure if they had it previously, like, it was definitely accepted. Or maybe even, like, in certain nations, they probably wouldn't have accepted it. But at least around this time, like, they accepted the scientific ninja tools that was offered in Part 1 Naruto. I'm thinking maybe in Konohamaru's time, that's where it probably slowed down on all that. Maybe Tsunade wasn't feeling under that. Maybe because Third Hokage was cool with that, but Tsunade wouldn't be cool with that. And the way Naruto and everything, like, how he was raised up, it makes sense why it didn't trickle into Boruto, why that was a big thing about Boruto not using enhancements to help him. Because, like, yeah, people were using it back in the day. Like, in Part 1 Naruto, they had, like, Shino blew up one of them. You know what I mean? And Gaara killed the other one. Not blew up one, but, you know, he blew up one of his hands. So it's just like, yeah, it's kind of crazy. And then, like, the missions, as you know, like, I feel like there weren't obviously missions in Hasaraman Madara time, like, previous, before they actually started the village. After the village, that's whenever missions started to happen. I feel like a lot of those missions were probably just like the missions that was, like, that was going on with Hasarama and Madara's clans around those times, where they were just command and conquering pretty much. A lot of missions, I feel like, whenever the village first started out, maybe they were just doing a lot of fucked up shit. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. And I'm not even talking about the Fire Nation. I'm talking about every nation. I feel like every nation, their mission, like, they came up with, and that wasn't about catching cats. It wasn't about none of that. It was about, get intel on this village, on that, on this, on that, so we can just keep on, you know what I mean? So then after they gave the tail beasts to one another, and then after a couple ninja wars where there were some allied with each other and some weren't, then I feel like they started to get an understanding with each other. So then that's whenever they started to calm down and started to kind of donzo it, where they're like, okay, we're gonna command and conquer, like, in the shadows of the shadows. Like, we're not even gonna be wide open with just jumping at villages all the time. You know what I mean? And we noticed that with Hiyashi, I believe that's his name, when he had to die because the Cloud Ninja tried to steal Hinata. You know what I mean? And then since he died, the Cloud Village was going to, you know what I mean, start the war. But it just, you catch my drift. Slowly but surely, villages started to know, like, okay, we can't just do this or it's really going to be bad. Like, we got to really be super covert and really just kind of be a pacifist on how we take these nations in a way by storm. But, let me see. So that's like with missions. And then, as you know, as we progress in Naruto, it seems like Naruto Part 1 and Boruto Part 1 have similar missions. I'm not going to lie, like similar mission levels. But you can easily say Part 1, Naruto has, like, I mean, it went way longer, so it's hard to really just put it out there. But yeah, it seems like if you just throw it out there, they're on the same level. They're easily around the same level mission-wise. People can argue what villain's stronger, this and that, but, you know. Yeah, I feel like they probably watered it down. They slowly just watered down the mission side of things. Just to go back, like, towards, like, the graduation side of things, I feel like with Sarutobi, like, when he was in the actual academy, like, they were probably learning way more ninjutsu than, like, ever, like, especially, like, than, like, Part 1 Naruto. Because, like, Part 1 Naruto seemed like they learned whatever they learned from their, like, house, and they just came in and they just did that, and then they learned a clone technique, not even shadow clone, and just certain stuff. They didn't even learn how to walk in water and stuff like that. Like they're senseis who whenever they became genin, taught them how to do that. So they really didn't learn that much in the academy when you really think about it, compared to maybe Sarutobi and even Kakashi. And it's all because of the academy teachers. Like, because then with Boruto, like, Shino was their teacher, so Shino, he taught them how to walk in water and stuff like that. Like, they been knew how to do all of that. Like there's a lot of stuff that Boruto, he had over his dad, and it is thanks to Shino compared to, Iruka. But at the same time, I'm not going to just say, like, you know, this ain't no Boruto Naruto discussion. It's, you know. So, yeah, like, it's very interesting to see how in the graduations they skipped a beat and they were kind of like, they kind of slacked on it. And Iruka was very on his crew, on his group of class. And maybe since he was on him so much, maybe he was just missing stuff, and like maybe he wasn't a good teacher, or maybe he was so mad that they weren't listening. You know what I mean? Like, he was really trying to teach him how to walk on walls and do all this stuff, but they just wouldn't listen. They just thought he was just a gump, like how Boruto looked at Shino, but even worse. So then it took them actually hearing it from actual, like, Jonin to actually hear it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of funny for real. Headbands from Naruto. Like I said before, Hagromo and them, they had no headbands. Hasarama and Madara. Madara never wore headbands. Hasarama, he wore the Senju headband. I'm pretty sure Tobirama started the Kona headband, and it was just pull back headband that you could tie around like a bandana. In Boruto, it must have been it was Naruto's people who decided, I guess, to make it stretch bands. And if it wasn't stretch bands, if it wasn't Naruto, it was Kakashi. It was either Kakashi or Naruto's representatives or whatever, or them personally, who decided to actually make sweatband style headbands, which is dope as hell. Like, you just literally just slip it on, like, you don't got to tie it or anything like that. I think some people got ripped and they had to tie, but, like, you don't have to tie it. Genders and squads, that's very interesting. So, like I said before, like, I don't think that females was really fighting around, like, before the villages, whenever the villages were started. I still feel like they probably just had, like, all men, maybe, and the females, like, were just, like probably pushed to the medical side, because they just really didn't want females, like, because it was probably too brutal at that time. Like, they probably just felt that way. That's what I'm probably thinking. But then they slowly but surely, females just popping out, just, like, too crazy to hold on the shelf. So, like, they had to put them on teams. So then they started having females for some reason, just one female per team. I know that Tsunade has started having one medical person per team. So maybe she's the one who started the one female per team, as one female has the medical side, you know, for the team. You know what I mean? Because in the second war, I know that Dan and her brother, I think his name was Nawaki or something like that, had died. And then she couldn't save him, so she felt like every 3-man team needs a medic ninja. And then from the start of Naruto, we just seen a female and 2 guys. In Boruto, is totally different. Like, there's squads where just straight females and even a female leader. There's squads with just straight guys. There's squads where there's 2 females and 1 guy. there's the squads where there's 2 guys, 1 female. Like they don't hesitate to just throw out whatever is necessary for the squad, and that's what you gotta love about Boruto, because they're showing more and more how like team really matters. Like you hinder team whenever you just say gender. You know what I mean? Like if it really counts, like shoot, if it only takes 1 guy to be on the team, or if it takes 1 guy, 2 girls, and then 1 guy leader or whatever. Like the way they changed it up is super beautiful. In Boruto, you gotta love it. That's definitely an evolution. Yeah, and honestly, I'm actually surprised that actually went through those key points pretty fast. As you know, a lot of people feel like Boruto kind of got watered down, if you will. But if you just watch all of the different arcs, like just non-judgmental, you actually just watch it, you'll realize that it's very, even though there's a lot of like obviously pulling from old Naruto material, it feels like. But that's just a part of like their theme and just what Naruto is, and I feel like it helps tell the new story, especially with just a lot of this filler, because majority of what's animated, I think it's like 138 episodes or something like that. The majority of that's filler, like a lot of it isn't even manga material. So and then the manga is getting up there in chapters, so it's like they're going to start showing more and more stuff from the manga, and it's going to just blow your mind. I guarantee it. Just take Naruto and Sasuke off the shelf and dust them off and let them be them. That's all I want. A period in the anime and in the manga. I know this is Boruto's show, but at the same time, that's what majority of us is here for, is to see our guys, just like Goku and Vegeta. And they're doing that. They're definitely doing that in the manga. It's just like not trying to put this, not trying to turn it into a manga manga discussion, but they're playing a lot too. What Kawaki said at the beginning of Boruto, where I'm gonna send you to where your father is. Like they're playing a lot to Naruto and Sasuke pretty much being weaker than the competition, but it makes no sense how they'll be weaker, but at the same time it does make sense. But it's just like we just gotta see how the writing is. I'm team Naruto, obviously. My brother's team Sasuke, so it's just like I'll never believe that Naruto would lose to even Ishiki, Jig, and all of them. Like Naruto proved himself. Look at his feats. Look at everything he did. Like he proved himself at this point. Sorry, I kind of lost where I was going. Yeah, but the crazy thing that I didn't notice, because I was rewatching, I didn't know that Boruto said that the end of the shinobi, at the end of the shinobi, it's the end of the shinobi or something like that. Like, I'm just paraphrasing. But you know, at the start of Boruto, it says, this is the end of the shinobi or something like that. When I rewatched it, I watched it plenty of times, but when I rewatched it recently, I'm like, damn, like, Kawaki's voiceover, he sounds just like Boruto. Like, that's pretty cool. Like, maybe that's why he, like, adopted Kawaki, and maybe that's why, like, you know, like, in they're gonna have, like, similar voiceover, like, that'd be cool. But then I'm like, no, Kawaki, he actually got, like, a Sasuke type voice, got a little deeper, got a little bass in his voice. But he said the same exact thing. So Boruto actually said this is the end of the shinobi. Kawaki also said this is the end of the shinobi in the beginning. I didn't know they both said that. So it makes me curious, and then it ends with Boruto saying, I'm still a shinobi. So what do we really mean by that? That's why I love it. And then, you know, I'm gonna send you to where your brother is, and I mean to where your father is, and did it really have to end like this, Kawaki? And Kawaki got a big ass staff, and I'm thinking it's probably one of them big rimples, so just thick as hell. And you know, it's just dope. So just keep following Boruto. I know this was just like kind of like a rambling discussion video, but I really wanted to get this out of my head. Just really the evolution throughout Naruto, not really power level wise, but just the way they did things, if you will, over time. You know what I mean? And hope you liked the video. If you liked what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Till then, just eat up the comments. Let's have some discussions. But till then, I love you guys. Stay safe. Stay at peace. Best believe the next video is going to be edited, and it's going to be on a different camera. It's not going to be on my phone, so you're going to see the quality and just everything is just going to go through the roof. Got my cloak on. You can get the cloak very soon, but, you know, I'm going to keep you guys posted. But till then.